should have 7 here.
And John, they are not going quietly.
Something's happened. There's either the wrong music or she wasn't ready.
Oh boy, and that
can rattle an athlete.
Her music is supposed to be hooked on America. Octavian Bellou, her coach, is waving his arms just before you saw him there. Well, I guess she just wasn't ready. It's the same music. Behind her is Dominique Dawes from the United States on the beam. Strug score on beam a 9.737. Milosevic knows how to do this routine. She scored a perfect 10 to win the floor exercise in 1992. One of only 2 perfect 10s in the games. Lavinia Milosevic. The roar went up for Dominique Dawes' beam, and that has to be disconcerting.
And you can't have a tougher competitor than this young lady right here. The crowd going absolutely crazy. She misses her cue on her music, but still she is not flustered at all.
All right, now here is Dawes' routine on beam.
And it doesn't matter where Dominique competes. Everywhere she goes, she is a crowd pleaser. She is so powerful. Everything she does with amplitude. Look at the height of those jumps.
Filling you in with some scoring, the Russians averaged a 9.6 on bars. The Americans averaged a 9.8.
Here's where you're going to hear the roar. I don't know what these coaches said to this American team, because after the compulsory competition, they could have moved ahead of the Russians heading into this event. They were rattled on the beam, as many countries were, but not today.
We've been keeping our eye on the uneven bars where the Russians are, and they have been making a comeback after that fall early on. Big step. And her score was a 9.725, Dominique Dawes. So the Americans still cranking it out on the beam. Milosevic's score on floor, a 9.812. Americans still on the beam. We'll be back.
NBC's coverage of the Centennial Olympic Games is brought to you by the Document Company, Xerox, a simpler way to do good work, and by BMW, official international automobile sponsor of the 1996 Olympic Games and U.S. Olympic team.
Why float through life when you can drive?
Budweiser.
Alright, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, and I hope you like jamming too.
You may never beat Jackie Joyner Kersey, but you can still win big this summer. Play McDonald's When the U.S. Wins, You Win game. You could win trips all over the world, instantly.
Shannon Miller is up next on beam for Team USA. It was her beam routine in the compulsories that steadied everyone and got them back on track. She is the most decorated gymnast in U.S. history. Here's Beth Ruyek.
We still call her by her full name, Shannon Miller. Usually we just say Olga or Nadia. And of course, Mary Lou. One name and you know the gymnast and the accomplishment. But she's won more medals than any of them, so why aren't we on a first-name basis? Why isn't it just Shannon on the list?
Who says it's not? I mean, it's not my place to say, you know, who's in that line. It's up to the people that watch gymnastics, and it's who they choose and who they like.
In '92, everyone talked about Kim. But it was Shannon who quietly led the team to a bronze medal. And it was Shannon who came within a breath of an all-around gold medal. Maybe an Olympic gold makes things different. Maybe it's not the same when it's silver.
For me, it wasn't losing a gold medal, it was winning a silver. And that's the way I've always looked at it.
If silver is enough, why has Shannon Miller been back in the gym almost every day for the last 4 years? Doing routines thousands of times, not even caring how much it hurts. Shannon Miller is all about hard work and trying to make it perfect. Her focus is to leap in the gym, not necessarily through the TV screen. It's just her personality, her coaches say.
She doesn't like to be in the limelight. She may not have the commercial appeal or the bubbly personality. I mean, she wasn't a little pixie Romanian that came up from poverty to, you know, gold medal. I mean, she's your average all-American kid.
I'm not a Mary Lorette. I'm not real bubbly. That's just not my personality. I'm more quiet. But, you know, if you get to talking to me, I'll talk fine and everything. I'll talk all day long. But as far as competition goes, I like to stay focused.
She has chosen to let us know her only as a gymnast, the one who is always chasing perfection. Someone different than Olga, Nadia, and Mary Lou.
No one will consider Shannon Miller in that group until she's gone. When Shannon Miller's gone, her record will stand brighter than anyone's star because she holds so many records over a long period of time. She wasn't a flash in the pan that came in and took the world by storm.
Well, the one record she has not held, the one medal she has never worn around her neck, is Olympic gold. Shannon Miller, balance beam.
U.S. staff could not have prepared this team any better than they have. You know, they were at a training camp in North Carolina prior to the start of these Olympic Games, and their training camp was in a coliseum on a podium. Certainly a much better preparation than they had in Barcelona, and then they topped off the week with an exhibition in front of 17,000 fans.
It's always been said that Shannon has toiled in the shadow first of Kim Zmeskal at the '92 games, and then this past year in the shadow of Dominique Moceanu. But so far she has been the most solid competitor for the Americans. Compulsory's on.
Not even a waver in this routine, just the dismount.
Shannon Miller and the rest of the Americans are hot. They are very hot. Her score coming up.
Today, modern man is safe, insulated from the elements. We have climate control, home shopping, 500 channels. We can surf the net. We even have cars that are so smooth and quiet, you don't even know you're driving. Are you free? Are you really free? Are you
life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Imagine a world without limits, where anything is possible. That's the world of the AT&T Global Olympic Village, where people can reach out and share their experiences face to face. Because when people communicate, there's no limit to what they can do.
Just for the feel of it, the pure appeal of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just hit the road with it, anytime or place with it, just for the taste of it, just for the thrill of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Welcome back. Shannon Miller scored 9.862 on the balance beam. What indeed did the coaches say to these American women? Next up, Dominique Moceanu, 14 years old in the Olympic Games. At this point in time, the United States is still ahead of Russia. We are in the second rotation of 4.
Perfect. You know, John, I've watched these young ladies train, and they do an average of 10 beam routines in every practice.
We have a microphone on Bella Caroli, her coach. I want you to hear it.
And tight, nice high. Yes! 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 And long. Yes! Gorgeous! Good. Yes. Clean. Good job. Right. Nice and easy. Yes. Good, Domi. Nice and clean. Clean, smooth. Smooth. And stay.
That's what we are talking. Good job. Good, totally Piggy. Good for now. Is that right? Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. All right.
It is moves like that that will win Team USA their first gold medal.
I have one word to say. Awesome.
You know, you dream your whole life of going to the Olympic Games, and this is what the dream looked like to all 7 of these girls. They couldn't be doing any better.
While this was happening, Svetlana Horkina and her Russian team were on uneven bars, and despite a fall from one of their team members, their scores have been well over 9-7, and again they're in second place entering this rotation, second place to the United States.
She's very tall on this event, but very elegant. Long lines add to the unique look that she carries on this event. She does some great skills.
When she was first starting gymnastics, the coaches didn't want to take her because they felt like she would be too tall.
That's a new skill there, John. Capitalizing on her long body. It's just incredible what she can do on this event.
And her score was a 9.850, which keeps the Russians very, very close to the United States. And back here with the United States marching to their next rotation, the standings will show you that they are firmly established in gold medal position. 2 more rotations for the United States and the rest of the best in the world. Merely 5/10 separate Russia from the U.S., and they will try and hang on.
So we are halfway through the optionals portion of the team final. Only 2 rotations left. The U.S. still holding that lead over Russia. The Americans go to the floor exercise next, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Competition. After 7 decades, no women's gold for Team USA. Miller, Moceanu, and the rest of the Mag 7 attempting to make history. NBC's coverage will continue following your local news.
Saw over JC's shoulder there. The Russians are on beam. Russians are chasing the Americans. They are nearly 5/10 of a point behind them. 16-year-old J.C. Phelps, named for her parents, Jack and Cheryl. On her way to Mary Lee Tracy, the Olympic coach, and her personal coach.
This American team just can't seem to do anything wrong. Floor exercise, very stable event. The Russians are on beam. The U.S. team is putting pressure on, and it's a scary event to be on the balance beam.
The Romanians are putting pressure on the Russians. Romanians are over on vault, while the Ukrainians are on uneven bars. J.C. Phelps trains at the Cincinnati Gymnastics Academy here at Circulon. She was not supposed to vault, but her teammate was injured.
Well, small steps like that, you're going to take a 1/10 of a deduction. In this situation, you need to nail them.
9.75 for JC's floor exercise. 6-member teams, they rotate together to each piece of apparatus. So the next for USA will be Amanda.
And her first tumbling pass is the only really scary one in the routine. She's had problems with it.
A near fall on balance beam just then. Yelena Grosheva, Russia, just barely hung on.
Amanda needs to get this first tumbling pass over with, and then she can breathe easy. You know, this team has done everything right. Their preparation heading into these games, they're not just nailing things, they're having fun while they're doing it.
There is no room for a mistake here in the games. We told you about Yelena Grosheva on the beam. Let's show you what happened to her.
That is amazing that she even was able to stay on that front flip. Tremendous fight.
But it's still going to cost her about 3/10 of a deduction.
Leonid Arkayev, the coach, told us this morning that he was worried about all the screaming and yelling here in America for the USA while his team was on beam. Dominique Moceanu is next.
Yes.
Looking to quench your thirst? Squeeze a juicy lime into an ice-cold O'Doul's. It's outrageously refreshing.
Hey! I hate it when he does that.
You look at a garage a lot differently when you see who it belongs to, especially Sears Garage. Now, all shocks are on sale, saved 20 to 30%. When you need a good garage, take a look at ours. Sears Auto Center.
The legendary chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the golden chalice of Malta, all you need is the golden card of Visa, with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. It's even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Pull, and work with me, concentrate, pull, and rest, and pull.
Make
Make sure you're in shape to play McDonald's when the U.S. wins, you win game. Just pull to win free food or $1 million instantly.
Exhale. Work the muscle.
What'd you get there, Trev?
It's his new handbag.
Black for evening wear, eh, mate? For your information, the blokes at the Olympics are relying on these lot. That's a flaming right. Yeah. You know what? They're going to be even smaller when the games come to Sydney.
Smaller in Sydney? Get out of here.
John Tesh with Tim Dack and Elfie Schlegel in a sold-out Georgia Dome. Amanda's score for floor, 9-7-6-2.
And John, that's exactly what they want. They want to see those scores build.
Dominique Moceanu, and I will tell you that if she nails this, this place will come apart.
Get ready to have some fun. This is called Devil Went Down to Georgia.
We just had another Russian fall on the beam for the first fall. The music, the devil went down to Georgia. A little angel here in Atlanta.
If you had any questions about that injury, there's your answer.
There was so much talk that she wouldn't even be here. She missed the Olympic trials. Stress fracture in her right leg. She sat out to get therapy. Couldn't even land on it for weeks. Both she and Bella Caroli in tears over it. And now the waiting and one more piece of apparatus for Dominique Moceanu, the vault.
Well, that incredible routine and that fall on the balance beam means that the Russians will count a very low score.
Watch this. This is the Alpina.
Same move as Groshova.
Score for Dominique is up 9-8-3-7. There is nothing stopping the Americans. Arkayev from Russia was worried about this. He was worried about the pressure on his Russian girls, and it has been brought to bear. Dominique does.
It's funny, John, it's exactly what his Russian men did to the Chinese last night. The Americans are going out there, and they are applying the pressure to the Russians.
In '92, she won a bronze medal as a member of the U.S. team. She and her team are headed for gold if this keeps up.
They are feeding off each other. This is absolutely wonderful. You know, there isn't one person out there that should even criticize or question these scores. They're well-deserved.
While Dawes was on floor, Svetlana Khorkina and her Russians up on balance beam. And she needs a good performance here because Lyapina had a low of 9-2, Grosheva 9-4. They can, of course, drop that low score of 9-2. But they need a good performance here to stay up with the Americans. Khorkina and the rest trained by Leonid Arkayev, who just last night helped his Russian men's team capture the team gold.
You know, we saw that unusual bar set, which scored very well. Well, she matches that innovation on the balance beam. She does some of the most unusual skills.
Her coach, Boris Pilkin, had to figure out new ways to bring difficulty. She has a longer body, as we've talked about, so she does some unconventional things that work very well.
She has also said that because she's so tall, it's more difficult for her to get around in somersaults, but that when she does, it looks that much more beautiful, and she's right.
Different dismount here.
So that was Svetlana Khorkina's routine, while Dominique Dawes was on the floor. There's Arkayev there. That was good for a score of 9-8, a huge score for the Russians. But as I mentioned, they need it. Now, Shannon Miller, floor exercise, the second to last to go for the Americans. Miller will be followed by Strug, and then the Americans will move to their last rotation, the vault. Dominique Dawes, 9-8-5-0. It does not get much better than this. They are sticking everything. And the most secure, the most talented, many say, gymnast here, Shannon Miller.
Well, that is a huge break for Shannon. It's going to cost her a couple of tenths.
After landing short on that mount, this is really difficult, full twisting double.
The 19-year-old from Edmond, Oklahoma, in her second Olympic Games. 5 Olympic medals 4 years ago. Will it be gold tonight?
After Independence Day, we thought they were gone.
Investigating flying saucers.
We were wrong.
They're back.
Secure the entire area.
They're here.
Mayday! Mayday!
They're among us. Dark Skies, the real battle begins this fall, Saturdays on NBC.
Imagine a world without limits, where anything is possible. That's the world of the AT&T Global Olympic Village, where people can share a whole new world of information. Because when people communicate, there's no limit to what they can do.
We make the official fuel of NASCAR in a slightly tamer version for your car.
Senate compare. Jim Nicholson is a businessman. Ronna Romney is a career politician. Nicholson supported Governor Engler's property tax cut. Romney opposed them. Nicholson supports a 2-year time limit on welfare benefits. Romney opposes a 2-year limit on welfare. Nicholson is endorsed by the Detroit News, which calls him solidly conservative. Newspapers have called Romney extraordinarily shallow on the issues. For Republicans, the choice is clear. Jim Nicholson for U.S. Senate.
On the battleground called motorsports, no one can claim success like Ford. Because no one races and wins in more places than Ford. But have you seen what we're doing with all the winnings?
Welcome back. Shannon Miller's score. She is waiting for it. We're waiting for the 6 judges.
Well, you know, John, this was the first real visible error in any of these routines. It is amazing that she hung on to this. Right there, could have put her hands down, could have taken the fall, but
that
she's
is some
tough.
Serious fight right there.
If you just joined us, United States is in a race with Russia and Romania. U.S. in first place. If it ended right here, they would have the team gold and make history. They're just finishing up floor exercise. One more athlete to go. That's Carrie Strug, and then they'll move to the vaults. The Russians are on beam right now.
And actually, vaulting is a great event for this team to finish on. Remember, in this competition, they get 2 vaults, and they get to take their best one, so they get to go out there and do a safe one, and then try to do the next one perfect. It's a great situation for Team USA.
What could it be?
Steve Nuno, Shannon's coach.
What in the world? Sure, the other ones are trying to break our roll. We're on a roll. They're trying to break it.
Well, Steve is obviously disagrees with the judges even before the score comes up. Sometimes you can get caught up in the heat of the moment, but there were deductions there.
The judges are being booed here in the Georgia Dome for Shannon's 9.618. What do you think?
I think it's very fair. Actually, I thought they may have gone a little bit lower because it was a huge error, but 9.618 is a great score.
Did this break the momentum for the Americans? Carrie Strug. Over on beam, the Russians' last 3 routines were all over 9.8. More pressure for the Americans here. because of that judges conference, it delayed the floor exercise, so no one else is competing. All eyes on Carey.
She anchored this team after the first day of competition, posting the highest score. She has done her job again. She has really come a long way.
Carey Strug doing her job for the team and trying to do it for herself. Only the top 3 gymnasts from each team will advance to the individual all-around. Carey missed that 4 years ago. She would dearly love to go this time. Final rotations coming up. Is in gold medal position. They have widened their lead over Russia. They have doubled their lead over Russia. It's nearly 1 point. This is a tough ticket, but it didn't prevent this young lady from getting in. Chelsea Clinton is enjoying the competition here along with the rest of us. And it is hot here. Hot, not in temperature, but in competition. The Americans have never in their lives performed this well.
And what it's going to take for the Americans to not win this is they have to have at least 2 major breaks for Russia to come out on top, and Russia's got to be near flawless.
Let's set this up for you now. Russia is on the floor exercise, which is just where the Americans were. The Americans, all 6 team members, will compete on the vault. They each get 2 vaults. They will take the higher score, of course, of each one of those vaults. This is J.C. Phelps. They are 6 performances away.
Tim talked about having 2 vaults, going out safe, and now all she needs to do is stick it.
So like Elfie just mentioned, this is a very safe vault. It's not going to bring in a huge score, but it's not going to be bad either. Just a step forward. Now she can try to really nail the landing.
J.C. Phelps' coach is also the Olympic coach, Mary Lee Tracy. That, of course, is Bella Caroli, who was expected to be the Olympic coach. He's coaching J.C., and he's coaching Dominique and Carey. He is Carey Strug and Dominique Moceanu's personal coach. 9.637 for the first one. So let's see what she gets for the second. Very controversial that he was not offered the head coaching job, and he told me it was a slap in the face. They gave it to his wife, Marta. And Mary Lee is also working with her.
They can choose to do a different vault, but she's going to do the same. And by the way, this is the Phelps.
For the hop.
Little bit of a hop, but a better vault. She actually was more aggressive on that one. Just barely didn't stick that one. Should be a better score.
Oh, definitely much more height and distance. The landing looked a lot cleaner as well. Still just a tiny hop.
If there are any histrionics in this, by the way, Bella was behind the barrier when Nadia won. He was behind the barrier when Mary Lou won. And now he's behind the barrier again. 9.662, a little higher. She'll take that one.
John, this next vaulter, she does the most difficult vault of the entire Team USA.
We haven't seen much of Amy Chow. They took her off of floor exercise and the beam. It's part of the team strategy, using your top 6 athletes on each piece.
She might be a little cold, too.
Oh!
Big step.
And she changed her vault. This vault is only out of a 9.9. She went for an easier vault. This is strategy.
Now, will she do the same vault or the other one?
I would like to think she'd choose to do a more difficult vault. She does it quite well, and it's out of a 10.0. But they wanted to be secure on the first vault. Just a half twist. She's very high. but has a lot of over-rotation there. That's quite a substantial step.
The Russians on the floor exercise and the Alpina's floor was a 9-7-1-2, so they are already in this rotation doing better.
And there are numbers off to the side, and the number says 4-5-0-3. That means she has changed her vault. She's going for the more difficult one.
Amy Chow's second vault.
Right now, the Americans are making it almost impossible for Russia to catch. Like I said, not just one fault. The Russians need 2 from the Americans.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Is the U.S. opening the door here?
Well, I tell you, you saw the step there, John, but this is such a difficult vault. Very few athletes in the world.
How far will they mark her off with that step?
Because it's such a difficult vault, John, probably only a 1/10 of a point. But, she's trained this vault to do it at the Olympic Games. I'm really glad she got the opportunity to do it. You want to do your hardest things. There is a little bit of form and the step, but super difficulty.
Amy Chow's second vault, 9-7-1-2. The Americans with 4 more to go. We'll be back.
Whenever there's a day, there's always the night. Whenever there's love, there's always the moonlight. The stars will always shine. The birds will always sing. Whenever there's thirst, there's always Coca-Cola.
This is big news. This is unbelievable. I gotta let everybody know.
Join Friends and Family free and get 1 free hour of calls automatically. Every month to other MCI customers. No names, no lists, free calls every month. There's no better savings than free, honey. Call now to sign up for this new plan, Friends and Family free. Free calls, whoopee!
To get to the Summer Games, my friends and I decided to put together our own team.
Big hop.
Yeah, she went with the easier vault, as you said, Tim. Trying to be safe. That vault is only out of a 9.9. That's the maximum score. And, of course, with the hop, she'll take a deduction.
Yes, let's go for it.
Looking over at her coach, Steve Nuno, who was with her through the 92 games as well.
She does this easier vault, like we said, because she knows she's going to get a pretty good score. This is going to not be in the 9-8 range, but it's not bad either.
That's Nuno's scoring of that vault. She's got 1 more. It's a 9-7. She can keep that one, of course. The Americans need to score high here to stave off the Russians who are on floor.
She went with the bigger vault, John. It was a 1.5 twist. It's worth a 10.0, but a little messy on the landing. She's going to take a big deduction.
All right. You okay? All right.
The question is, what does this mean for the United States? The Romanians looking dejected, still in 3rd place in bronze medal position. 9-6-3-7. So it'll be that first vault that counts for Shannon Miller. Dominique Dawes is next.
3 competitors left, and she'll start out with the same vault we just saw from Miller. It's a strong event for her.
The Americans are vaulting for the gold medal, and they have got to pour it on here.
Now that is Dominique's vault. It's big, it's powerful, but let me tell you, if she can stick it, it's going to be a big score. That's what she needs to do the second time around.
You saw Carrie Strug, Elfie, warming up. She'll be coming up. Dawes' second vault. Her first, a 9.737. The crowd is pumped.
The Americans have made it almost impossible. They are not giving in at all. She's already got one great vault. All she needs to do is try to stick right here.
Awesome Dawson. And the Russians on floor exercise are hearing this while they're trying to perform. Witness the home team advantage. They count 5 scores again with the team on each piece of apparatus. They can throw out one. Here's the situation now. If Dominique Moceanu gets a 9.743, then the American team will be a lock for the team gold. 9.743 or higher on either vault. She has 2 chances.
The Russians still have a couple of athletes left to go, but even if both of those athletes score 10.0, that score that John just gave,
9.762.
that would win the gold medal. Same vault as Dominique.
Boom!
You know, I don't think that that has anything to do with Dominique's injury. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that she hasn't been able to practice that vault very often. In fact, she's done very few of those here. It's all about timing. Remember, it's very difficult. It's a blind landing, a very difficult vault, 1.5 twist, but she falls very short.
And she needs a great vault, not only for her team, but for herself. The top 3 athletes after this competition advance to the individual all-around. Right now, it's Miller, Moceanu, and Dawes.
John, I don't think that score is going to be enough.
9.137, it is not. She needs, again, a 9.743 to win the team gold. Here we go. No! The same thing.
Well, this is amazing. As Elfie said, it's not because of the pain in her leg. It's because she's had very few times practicing this vault because she's been saving her body.
But she looks stunned.
If you told me this was going to happen, I would have said, no way, it's not, it couldn't happen.
Almost identical to the first vault. You know, when she lands this vault, she's capable of a big score. She could have done it for the team. There's the beautiful height and distance, but look, she opened up way too early.
Yeah, actually, that was a way better vault, Elfie, as you said, but it was just a bad landing.
There's the replay of Bella, of course.
That hurts.
All right, 9.2. So she could be out of the individual all-around, and the Americans could lose the team gold to Russia. A 9.493. We've had one more Russian go. So Carrie Strug, it is up to her. If she can score 9.493, as you see her parents in the stands, or better, then she will win the team gold for the USA. She's the last to go. She's the only one who can do it.
She will also perform the same vault we just saw. Moceanu sit down 2 in a row on.
Oh! 3 falls in a row for the Americans.
This is scary.
She is limping. Carrie is hurt.
Oh, this could be really bad news, John.
Strug either
Take it off. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Don't worry about it.
Carrie Strug is in trouble. She just stumbled there. She either turned her ankle.
Falls short, just like Moceanu. I don't know the last time Carrie Strug did something like that. This is her event.
Up until the vault, here's the reaction of her parents. Up until the vault, it looked like the Americans would be a lock. Her first score, 9.162, not high enough. A couple of things at stake here. If Strug scores big, she will not only win the team gold, but she will advance to the individual all-around. Her teammate, Moceanu, will not. She knows what to do. She will go when she is ready. Carrie Strug is hurt. She is hurt badly.
Well, John, we saw her limping after the first ball.
She has either twisted her ankle or something worse. She hurt herself on the first vault. Probably the last thing she should have done was vault again, but she did, and now she is in a lot of pain.
The amazing thing about it, though, John, she raised her hands overhead, her head, she finished the vault.
Standing on one leg. And we have got to find out if she's a 9.712. She has done it. Carrie Strug has won the gold medal for the United States team. She advances to the individual all-around. The Georgia Dome is all at once in pandemonium, and everyone in this place is worried about Carrie Strug. She's being carried off by two of the medical technicians. And Tim, she looks to be in agony.
Well, vaulting on healthy legs can sometimes hurt, John.
They're trying to get her on this stretcher. The medical facility is about 200 yards from this scene right here. First, we wonder if she's okay. Secondly, if she'll even be able to come out and get her gold medal.
Boy, I certainly hope so, John. She has trained her entire life for this moment.
The Russians are in tears. Rosa Galieva. Arkayev with her, trying to console her. He can't stop the tears. She cried those same tears 4 years ago when she got pulled out of the all-around. Svetlana Horkina. They got so close. They came in first from the compulsories, and the Americans took it away from them. Dina Kochetkova. This whole place in the Georgia Dome is in chaos. Octavian Belu, Romanian girls got the bronze, and the only word to describe this picture is stunned. And the Americans, they still don't know what happened to their teammate. Everyone you see here will get a gold medal. Dominique Moceanu, everybody's on their feet. Carrie Strug's parents, they've made it out of the stands, off to the medical facility. Let's take one more look.
This was absolutely brilliant. After that fall, she knew she was capable of standing this vault up. This is her most powerful event. She finished the vault, though, John. The hands went up. It's amazing.
Here's Bella at the same moment.
Right. Go. 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 Yes!
Well, this crowd of screaming fans is missing one very important gold medalist right now. Is Carrie Strug okay? We all want to know.
NBC's coverage of the Centennial Olympic Games is brought to you.
Carrie Strug has gotten some treatment. She is still in pain, very emotional, but it looks like she is going to be able to come out and have a gold medal put around her neck.
You know, John, Carrie has always been in the shadows of some pretty great American gymnasts, but something that keeps playing in my mind is Bella Caroli always saying, Carrie, it will be your time. And you hate to see it in the form of an injury, boy. That was an awesome vault. She did it for the team.
It was Bella who said, she has always been there for me as a consistent performer. Tonight, she was there for Bella, for her team, for her country, and for herself.
Well, there are some tears because of pain, but I think they're tears of joy too, John.
The doctors say it is a moderate sprain and she's going to be okay. She is questionable for the all-around, of course, but that is not on her mind right now. There she is with the rest of her 6 sisters who will all get gold medals in just a few moments. Tomorrow, Carrie Strug will be on the cover of every newspaper in the world. Her story an inspiration to every youngster, to every adult who has ever had a dream to do something incredible. Bella and Marta Caroli, husband and wife, and what a coaching team they are.
The last time. Yes. Yes.
Last time for gold.
Yes.
Oh, God.
20 years ago, a big one, no big one.
20 years ago, the big one, that was when Nadia won gold. And I think I heard them say, Tim, that they're retiring. Amanda Borden. That's Dominique's dad, who seems to be out of film. Dominique Dawes.
It's probably his 10th role, John.
Amy Chow, who almost didn't make it after that crash on the balance beam back in trials. Another courageous youngster. J.C. Phelps. Dominique Moceanu. Carrie Strug. One more Olympic medal to add to her 5 that she got in Barcelona. Shannon Miller. No American gymnastics team, men or women, has won a team gold medal in a fully attended Olympics. Take a look at history. The next sound they will hear will be their national anthem.
you something. You guys are having spaghetti.
Will you please rise for the national anthem of the United States of America? Seven women strong, 7 gold medals. The United States gold medal women's gymnastics team. They work together as a team perfectly, and they close it out as a team. Don't forget Carrie. Back in Bella's arms. She left him after the Barcelona games for 5 different gym changes and finally said, I must come back to Bella.
Back to the people, yes. Sure. Enjoy it, Kenny. Enjoy it very much. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Enjoy it.
Mary Loretton, Kim Zemeskel.
All right.
But now Bella must deposit her back on the stretcher.
Okay, baby.
And she's going to be okay. Down to Beth.
Carrie, how are you?
I'm okay.
Do you know that this is what it's like to be a hero?
Well, I'm just glad that I did well and we got the gold. It's like a dream come true, but I can't believe this happened, but it's okay.
Take good care of her, guys. And so a dream does come true for Carrie Strug and 6 of her American teammates. Olympic champions, each and every one.
Hey, here we go again, road tripping.
Team captain Amy Chow, 18, from San Jose, California, an accomplished pianist. Dominique Dawes, 19, Silver Springs, Maryland, soon to be a student at Stanford. J.C. Phelps, 16, Greenfield, Indiana. She says she'd like to be a doctor one day. Dominique Moceanu, born in Hollywood to Romanian parents who were themselves gymnasts and who came to this country in 1980. Shannon Miller, 19, from Edmond, Oklahoma, the 5-time Barcelona medalist who now has a gold to go with all that silver and bronze. And Carrie Strug, 18, from Tucson, Arizona, whose final gutsy vault, which clinched the victory, vaulted her from supporting player to headliner. This was the breakthrough. They are the first American women's gymnastics team to be known as Olympic champions. Continuing coverage of the Centennial Olympic Games is about 40 minutes away. It will include an update on Kerri Strug's condition. That's after your late local news and an Olympic monologue from Jay Leno. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. And as we say so long, for the moment from Atlanta, a nod towards some of the medalists on day 5 of the Centennial Olympic Games. So long.
Captivated hearts.
I think there has been a coming of age in how we look at the female athlete. I think in the beginning it was okay, we have this...
A story of will and determination that defined the Olympic ideal. As soon as Team USA took the floor, they displayed true grace and rare form, accomplishing something that has never been done in the history of U.S. women's gymnastics. The Russian women were poised, dignified, and firmly in first place after the compulsories, determined to bring home gold. But when Dominique Dawes took the floor, the Russian women became visibly concerned.
Oh, promised land, what a wicked ground. Build a dream, watch it all fall down.
As the Americans moved to the vault, it was up to Dominique Moceanu to close the door. The Russian women kept fighting, and Dominique had a chance for redemption. And although the Russians were still tough on the floor, all eyes now were on Kerri Strug. With the hopes of a nation behind her, Strug stepped up to the vault. And for the 3rd time in a row for the Americans, this. Clearly injured with a severely sprained ankle, Kerri had to make a quick decision: continue or not.
Kerri, listen to me. You can do it. Yes.
And so as the whole world watched, Kerri Strug attempted to vault herself and her teammates into the record books.
Come on, go!
Standing on one foot in agony, and everybody in the Georgia Dome held their breath.
You'll be the brightest light the world has ever seen. The dizzy height of a jet-set life you could never dream. Your pale blue eyes, strawberry hair, lips so sweet, skin so fair. Your future bright, beyond compare. It's rise to riches over there.
The Russians had failed in their attempt at gold. Kerri Strug, always the bridesmaid to other athletes, this time in the arms of 6 golden sisters.
Okay, Bella Caroli with us in the studio now, coach of Dominique Moceanu and Kerri Strug. Obviously, Kerri is out of the all-round for which she had qualified, replaced now, ironically, by Moceanu.
That's right. Tonight we made a decision. She has to be out. The leg is badly swollen and she's very hurting. But still is an opportunity, and it's still a possibility to see her back 4 days from now on event finals.
So she could be in the vault on Sunday, floor exercises on Monday, but there's a lot of recovering to do in that period of time. When do you think you will know?
We will know in a few days. A couple of days is the one what we really need to see if that leg gonna be able to hold on under the pressure, under the hard landings and takeoffs or not.
It was tremendously dramatic last night. It was historic, the first ever women's team victory for the United States. Kerri Strug's picture on the cover of virtually every newspaper in the country. The reward was tremendous, but there also has to be a consideration. You've got a young person with a possibly serious injury. What went through your mind about letting her jump or not, letting her vault or not?
That was her decision, first of all. Of course, I had to tell her, Kerri, the gold is on your hand. Can you do it? And she looked at me, how far we are? So we are very, very close. Can you do it? Yes, yes, I will, I will, I will. Gosh, bless her heart. The only thing was that particular moment she wanted one more time to get over the difficulties, whatever she'd been facing at that moment, and vault one more time for herself, for the country, and for her teammate. That was incredible. Stepping out of the shadows for her. 4 years ago, she was Kim Zmeskal's training partner with you, but in her shadow, now fair to say, in the shadow of Miller and Moceanu, again, her training partner, in this case, Moceanu, and finally, she gets to be center stage. I believe she was coming out in this year very categorically from the shadow. She already won the American Cup in March. Then she came out very strongly in the Nationals. Then later on the Olympic trial, she was the highest score optional performer. Also, she was the one who really felt, yes, I can anchor the team. And she was telling me, I can do it on 2 events. I know I can do the 2 events to obtain the highest score. She had this incredible confidence, but I never seen at her before. Nadia Comaneci with you in '76 in Montreal, Mary Lou in Los Angeles in '84, and then last night. How does this rank as a thrill for you? 76 was like a first love. I was a young coach, and that was a tremendous victory. It was a beautiful page on my professional career. 84 was strong. Mary Lou, the first American all-around Olympic champion, and standing behind her and helping her, that was, again, an unforgettable experience. But tonight, actually yesterday night, I had something even more intense, because I felt the joy, the pride, and the victory from 7 young athletes, 7 young kids that once wanted so much, and they went out with the pride, with the decision, and the nerves of steel to pull it out. Then drama came in. And it was everything in the moment I thought, it's over, it's going down and drain. Then through a tremendous act of courage, this little girl brought that back, the hopes and the pride of everybody. Moceanu faltered last night. 2 straight times on the vault, she wound up on her backside. And if not for Strug's injury, she'd be out of the all-round. How do you assess where she stands right now? Little Dominic had a difficult time. She haven't vaulted for a long, long time before. She got injured on the Nationals, and ever since, we haven't done any kind of landing on the hard surface. So it wasn't quite a surprise to me to see her missing the landing, because actually the landing was missing on that particular vault. But anyway, that was a fault which put the team in serious difficulty. And I wasn't a happy camper at that time. This question is asked with complete respect and appreciation for the achievement and the drama of last night. But as you know, there are some people who say it comes at too high a price for some young women in gymnastics. The regimen that's required, the years and years of physical training and denial, taking away a bit of their childhood in the view of some for a brief competition which can be cruel and capricious and maybe exact an emotional toll. What's your answer to those who say that sometimes, for some young women, not worth it? Whoever going to question ever, it's worth it or not, please watch a very proud and very courageous young woman like Kerri, and you got the answer. I believe the pride and the sense of the responsibility and the sense of fulfillment, whatever she's experiencing today, it is the answer of anybody's doubt about worth it or not. Well, as a punctuation to that, I think we might have time. Do you have that, that little clip, guys, in the control room? Here it comes. Tell me what you were thinking in that moment. Well, I just told her, Kerri, enjoy that. That's your moment. Enjoy it, enjoy it. That's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. Bella, congratulations. You're very welcome. Nice to see you again. Gymnastics and more swimming still ahead. Back to Atlanta in a moment. All right.